A very good day to you folks on Speed Gaming 3. Welcome to the Metroid Prime Randomizer Weekly Community Race. We got a good one for you today, folks. Odd weekly settings, so standard start, standard elevator shenanigans, but there will be shenanigans nonetheless. Today on Restream, we have got Emerald Pie and Nye. I am Captain MD, and in a bit we'll be joined by WXFan21. But in the meantime, we're going to get started in a couple of minutes here. So, Nye, a routine frequent flyer here on the Prime Weeklies. Emerald Pie, they're normally the frequent flyers in the tournaments, but we're happy to see them here regardless. And we're sure both runners are going to put on a fantastic show today. That being said, a little bit of housekeeping before we get started here. We are coming up on the Metroid Prime 1 and 2 Randomizer Cross Game Cup. The seeding round has begun. So how that will work is that teams will place some asynchronous seeds and they'll be placed accordingly. I already see some wishes for some trash locations in chat on where they want stuff to be. For me personally, I wouldn't mind seeing a bit more Lower Mines action. I know Lower Mines tends to have artifacts, but otherwise... most seeds seem to be still stacking everything in the early game, except for that one missing item that tends to screw everybody over. But then again, let us begin. We are running on version 7.0 of Randomizer, which has a few randomizer programming updates, a lot of updates to Metroid Dread. I think AM2R is stable now. AM2R Rando is stable now. So there is a lot of good stuff, including a new joke in Echoes that I haven't seen yet, but but that's a story for another time. Unfortunately, we played last week's Echoes Weekly on 6.4. But we start with an energy tank, an alcove, and missile expansion under the ship, so no missiles, so we are off to Hive Totem. So the traditional slow walk over to Chozo. While we are on the walk to Chozo, I'm going to go ahead and pull up the GitHub for Randomizer because I think I would like to see if I can go into a bit more detail about the stuff that changed. Let's see. We've got an energy tank on Grapple Ledge, more missiles in the half pipe, and the vault ledge is... I couldn't see what at all that was. I don't think it was a missile. Chat's saying that it might have been super missiles. Yeah, because it didn't glow. So it was certainly... It probably... it definitely suggests it might be a beam tank. Not a beam... beam-related upgrade. Yes. Thank you, Baha. All right, what do we got in Nursery? I didn't get the best view. It is power bombs. Okay, a power bomb. All right, so yep, time for our first major item, and today it is space jump boots. Very nice. That'll let us get the missiles in. Ooh, nice standable Emerald managed to squeeze onto there. But yeah, space jump's not a bad early first item because it really does open up the vast majority of the game as far as movement is concerned. Not to mention, Scan Visor is also a movement system in this game combined with space jump, so... Alright, so unfortunately, the only thing that immediately gets us is the energy tank and the missile tank. Actually, it gets us everything we've seen in Main Plaza. So that would mean supers, our first missiles, which are probably missile launcher, which means the tree probably has Morph Ball or Ice Beam or something. And indeed it is super missiles in the half pipe, so good eye, chat. And here's proper missile launcher in launching by space jump in the half pipe. So, yep, time to go get the tree. Surprisingly, not a major upgrade. Color me shocked. I would have thought something in the tree would have been a dead giveaway. Alright, we've got an energy tank and shrine, so there's not much else we can do in this area at the moment, so I think it's back to Talon. What can we do? We can go to Artifact Temple, we can get Frigate Crash Site. And it looks like that was another missile in Ruined Shrine Half-Pipe, courtesy of Emerald's detection there. So yeah, no Morph Ball. Pretty one of the slower starts, I would say. Right now, we've only got Space Jump and missiles. We got Transport Tunnel A as well, as Baja points out, so that's another check we can do. So yeah, I don't see anything major as far as logic updates for Metroid Prime. The majority of the updates in Randomania 7.0 are for Metroid Dread. All right, missiles in Transport Tunnel B. And we'll see if Nye wants to give us an early root cave, and the answer to that would be no. Emerald, however, is going to take the missiles back to transport access north here and grab the missiles there. Unfortunately, no chance of her sneaky major item there. So yeah, not catching a tiny bit of a break here, but we're now going to go to Artifact Temple and read our hints and pick up our next, assumingly, our next major item, if it's not just chilling in Frigate Crash Site. Couple of things this could be. Wave Beam would put Tower of Light into logic. Well, not into logic. We need more missiles for that, but it would definitely allow us to get over there. We're going to see a save warp from Emerald here to get back to Talon faster. Not a bad strat. And was that a suit? Could be Varia. Varia wouldn't be too bad given the circumstances. Oh no, it's Wave Beam. All right. Hey, remember when I said you could visit Tower of Light now? What does that get us right this minute? I'm actually trying to think. Did I scan 6 hints? I think so. Oh, Emerald wrote something there and I couldn't see what it was. All right, hints coming up. We have... Okay, Storage Cave. Elite Quarters. The first one blew by so fast I couldn't see what it was. I think it was Fiery Shores, Chapel of the Elders, Short Tunnel. There's one more in there. Hold on, I'm going to check the playback on that. Frigate Crash. Okay, so Frigate Crash Site, Chapel of the Elders, Short Tunnel, Fiery Shores, Elite Quarters, and Storage Cave. Thank you, Baja. But yep, we've got another OP required. OP himself has actually been required a few times in the weeklies lately. At least I'll get my Lower Mind's Wish, sort of. But yeah, folks, this is what you're going to see in Prime 1 Rando, because a lot of the veterans, they know how to catch those key code words. And it does make sense in Nye's case. I know for a fact that Nye is definitely going to be partaking in CGC. I don't know about Emerald. I haven't been paying too much attention to the tournament discussion Discord. It's on my to-do list. I just haven't gone around to it yet. We are going to see a Root Cave play from Emerald. Emerald is signed up. Okay. Yeah, Arrow Razor and I have to sign up too, but we just haven't gone around to it yet. If Arrow signed me up, great, because I totally forgot. All right, so we're doing Tower of Light here now. I don't believe this is actually in logic until we get a few more missile launchers, expansions rather, but I do believe Tower Chamber is in play with Slope Space Jump and without gravity. Not having clearly no trouble ascending the tower here. Root Cave, unfortunately, didn't have anything good. Tower of Light with the Phazon suit. Well, we're definitely not going to say no to that. That was a perfect slope jump for Morph Ball in Tower Chamber. Yeah, that's pretty trash. Great Tower of Progression, though. Kind of overdue. It's been Tower of Missiles the last couple of weeks. All right, and there is a power bomb up. Whoops, Nye fell down. But there is a power bomb up here, so Nye could get the item in Lower Ruin Shrine. Oh, no, wait. Is it up here or... No, it was Nursery that had the power bomb. Emerald Pie apparently got a power bomb from somewhere, question mark? If there was something near Hive Totem, it might have been in Gallery. Yeah, it sounds like it was Gallery. Thank you, chat. But yeah, so Gallery and Nursery both have power bombs. Looks like a Missile and Ruin Fountain. So nothing of importance there. And it looks like our first stop is Gathering Hall Upper. Well, Gathering Hall Upper as if there was more than one item in the area, but it's more missiles. Oh, and main power bombs are just chilling inside Watery Hall Access, so power bombs not an issue today. All right. Emerald Pie reveals that it's missiles in Shrine Tunnel. And I see we've got Energy Tank in Watery Hall itself. Where was Phazon suit? It was up in Tower of Light. So, nice and early. And what have we here? Even more missiles. All right, the seed's starting to come to life here, but we're still missing a lot of really big openers here. Like, we've got Wave Beam, which is pretty good, but we really need Various Suit, Bombs, and Ice Beam to really open this seed up. And on that note, Nye has discovered Various Suit in Watery Hall. I believe this is in logic with just the Slope Space Jump. All right, so we've already got two suits, and this is kind of how these randos tend to go, where they'll tend to prioritize one specific subset of items, and the other ones might be a little more scattered. Today, it's definitely suits. Because it's really nice to get Varia and Phazon already, because those are the two that really matter. I don't remember if we've switched over to vanilla suit damage reduction in the weeklies. I don't believe we have. I think we're still on progressive. I believe we're also going to be in progressive for the CGC. I got to double check the settings poll. There were some surprising developments in that poll. I was surprised to see that there wasn't as much interest in the landing site start for Echoes. That being said, it looks like we're going to have Nye finish up the Hive Totem loop here, get some checks that Emerald was not able to check, and by that I mean Vault. Spider Ball would put Flogra Ghosts in play. Actually, no, we still need bombs. So yeah, bombs the only thing keeping us out of Flogra this minute. Other than that, this seed is looking pretty railroady. And it looks like Nye's had enough of Chozo and is going to Magmore. It looks like Emerald may be following suit, but is going to save warp to get to Transport Tunnel B instead. Certainly very interesting divergence, but with more than one power bomb available to us, Emerald did. Yeah, Emerald got main power bombs. So, yeah, they're all set for that. No worries about running out of power bombs for Watery Hall. Looks like Emerald is taking a detour to Frigate Crash Site to check the items there. Actually, Frigate Crash Site, I think, is an artifact, so... Yeah, it's an artifact. Alright, Lava Lake is more missiles. Looks like Emerald is trying for the underwater slope jump. Having a bit of trouble here. This is an interesting position to underwater slope jump from. Not going to complain, though, because it does work. But yeah, Emerald, I don't think has checked their hints yet, so they're going to see Elite Quarters soon. That, I think, was a Notroid in Triclops Pit, and Nye just broke out of that scan dash and said, nope, don't want. Okay, thanks, bye. And we got another power bomb expansion down here in Storage Cavern. So definitely looking good on power bombs this seed. That's 7 already. All right, well, for now, it's just a matter of runners sort of high-fiving with each other in a minute. Although we haven't found anything We haven't found anything too crazy since coming into Magmore yet, so looks like neither run are getting a particularly distinct advantage, although I would wager Emerald's going to take some time to go through Lava Lake anyway. We're going to see the artifacts in Fiery Shores and Short Tunnel here. Those are all pretty easily accessible, so it looks like our artifacts are relatively early today. Yeah, luckily the artifact being in... Well, actually, the artifact being in Lower Fiery Shores, meaning there could be progression in Upper Fiery Shores. Upper Fiery Shores could just be bombs. And I think Emerald's going to show us that in a minute here. I'm trying to actually think where our things can be at this point. There's Zoid, obviously, but who wants to go check Zoid for point-of-no-return bombs? Nope, that's an E-Tank. Actually, I think Nye checked this already. So yeah, I think we knew this was an E-Tank. So yeah, bombs are either in Upper Fiery Shores, point of no return, or they're on Zoid, point of no return. Take your pick. Yeah, that is definitely a Metroid. And it looks like Nye is defaulting to Zoid for this play. But yeah, it's either Zoid or Warrior Shrine, so take your pick. Now, if it's Zoid, we may see Nye do Flogra Ghost. With Super Missiles, it's not that much of a pain in the backside. But it would require early Wild right now without Spider Ball. Ooh, we got a spicy suggesting for a vanilla ice beam today. I'm trying to think if there's anything stopping us from getting to Farchozo right now besides bombs. And right now, nothing comes to mind. Looks like Emerald is also going to be routing back towards Chozo in a search for bombs. So both of the routes here have ended up not really... they're both going to end up sort of meeting up here at Zoid. I see another bet for Thardus or Lighthouse. Ooh, Lighthouse would be pretty nasty, because that's looking for Spider Ball. All right, chat, meet Zoid. Whoops. Zoid being a little rude already. All right. 0 out of 2 so far for bombs on Zoid. Or 0 for 1. One of those fractions is right. The last thing you want to do is have to do this again because you kept getting pinned by Zoid and bees. Oh, and Emerald Pie might have chat look says Emerald might have just passed by Spider Ball and Vault. Which if it is Spider Ball and Vault, that would be a great that'd be a great reason to go back with bombs. Hey, Vanilla Zoid. So I'm thinking I'm thinking other progression in lower mines is looking pretty unlikely because we already have Phazon suit and we need Plasma Beam and X-Ray. X-Ray could be the X-Ray could, pardon the term here, be the X factor in this because it is literally only needed for OP and that's it. Now, Emerald, I think, is on their way to Zoid here. I can't see this being any other play. It'll be a safety save just in case this doesn't pan out, followed by a reset. We do, however, know that this is the play. All right, we're going to get a lower furnace check from Nye. So Nye a little bit ahead for now. Just on execution. Really, between the two runners, there hasn't been much of a routing divergence, which is kind of the nice thing about Prime, is that a lot of routes kind of interconnect with each other. Like, we saw Emerald go down Fiery Shores to do the Magmore loop, but now is on the path to Zoid here, just like Nye was. Oh yeah, by the way, this Spider Ball track is just so poorly angled enough that you can stand on it and walk up it, like so. But yeah, we have access to Farchozo. We could see a Vanilla Ice Beam here. Never mind. That's well, no, that's not ice. That's plasma chilling in Upper Furnace. At least I'm pretty sure it was plasma. But that is a pretty bad spot for it, because that logically needs Boost and Spider Ball. So yeah, there is a way to get that out of logic with very sketchy standable terrain. But yeah, this seed is starting to look like trash, folks. So what do we still need at this point? We need Ice Beam, X-Ray Visor. We could really do it Spider Ball. Looks like Nye is not going for Upper... Nye doesn't have Spider Ball yet, so can't do Upper Dynamo. Yeah. If we do find X-Ray, that is going to be a bit of a breather from our runners, because that would basically put them in X-Ray Visor Go mode, and we know where Spider Ball is anyway. It's in Vault, so... I would imagine Nye's going to head in that direction momentarily. Just going to finish sweeping around... finish sweeping the Ruined Shrine area, because he did not get the tunnel item due to lack of power bombs at the time. I believe this is now the second time Nye has triggered that beetle fight. Does get his power bomb refunded, though. Now, Emerald, I believe, does know about... Yeah, Emerald knows about Spider Ball, so they are going back for it. That being said... depending on where they go next, we'll see about the knowledge of Plasma Beam. Oh yeah, that's definitely Spider Ball. So yeah, both runners, they're actually going to kind of tie themselves up here now. I believe Emerald does have the... Nye mildly frustrated about that. Like, where was that when I needed it 3 minutes ago? Type frustrated. I know the feeling. But yeah, Emerald, with the early knowledge, kind of pulls ahead a little bit here by a split second. But we will see if they choose to go now to... looks like the answer to that is no. Emerald is choosing to go back to Magmore. Which, yeah, with Spider in tow, I believe that puts Workstation in logic. So yeah, Workstation's in play, Phendrana, early Phendrana's in play, Labs is in play. There's a lot we can do right now, thanks to Spider Ball. Interestingly, Naya's not detouring to Magma Pool yet. All right, so Emerald, I would wager this is a play to Phendrana at this point. There really isn't... Well, either way it's going to be to Phendrana, but it's either Thardus or Phendrana Shorelines. But I think this is going to be Shorelines, because there's a lot more you can do rather than use Thardus as a hallway here. Looks like Nai is turning around and going straight for Plasma Beam. Oh yeah, we also haven't seen Upper Fiery Shores yet. But yeah, what we're seeing Nai do here is basically a series of standable terrain jumps here in order to get onto the platform where the Plasma Beam is actually hiding. And then we're going to have to bomb jump to it because they're... Oh wait, no, we have Spider Ball. Never mind. So yeah, that gives Nai Plasma Beam early, which that could be a big problem for Emerald if they do not turn around to go for that relatively soon. Alright, Crossway has missiles. Vanilla Ice Beam would actually be really good for Nai right now. Because that would effectively put him in an X-ray hunt, which unfortunately is basically a casino because X-ray can be virtually anywhere. We're seeing the Transport Tunnel A play into Phendrana from Emerald Pie, and they reveal to us that it is Ice Spreader, which is nice, but it's not currently what we're looking for. So yeah, at this point, Chad, it is a hunt for Ice Beam and X-Ray Visor. Now, that being said, Ice Beam is pretty likely to show up first, because there's not a whole lot of places Plasma Beam opens up. So with Ice Beam locking out the entirety of Far Phendrana and the majority of mines, not really a whole lot we can do here. So I think we're going to see Nai do a save warp. out of Far Chozo. Oh, I completely blinked and missed what was in all of Shorelines. All right, nothing in Ice Ruins East Ice so far. I think if there was anything in Shorelines, I think Emerald would have gotten it already. If it was in the lighthouse, specifically. That lighthouse is missiles. Unfortunately, Emerald is not going to be able to check Chozo Ice Temple on this pass due to a lack of Plasma Beam. We're going to get an Arbor Chamber play here from Nye, courtesy of that Plasma Beam. Now, this is technically out of logic due to lack of X-Ray Visors, so the only thing that can be here is Ice Beam. Possibly Boost Ball or Thermal as well, but X-Ray can't be here. And it is missiles. All right, well, Ghost is perfectly in play at this point, so we could have progression on Flogra Ghost. Ice Beam on Flogra would be pretty nasty at this point, just because it is so out of the way right now. Nye is not having any issues with Power Bomb drops, by the way. The Ghost in Elder, all of the Elders had one. He just walked by another. Oh, yeah, that's right. Chapel has an artifact anyway. Nothing some Power Bombs can't fix. And let's see where Nye decides to go with this. It's probably a trip over to Front Fendrana as well. Beautiful powerbomb placement there. So yeah, it looks like Nye's going to follow in Emerald's footsteps here and go into Front Fendrana. Realistically, this is the better play just because of how dense Front Fendrana is, especially with Plasma Beam. Because that gives you 2 extra checks in Shorelines, rather, and Ice Ruins West. It's great for combat through labs. Yeah, it's just overall better to come to Fendrana with Plasma if you can. All right, we're going to get our Ice Ruins... we're not going to get our Ice Ruins West checkup. Nope, looks like Nye had a hiccup there getting the Transport Tunnel A check. All right, Canyon is... I guess nothing? Oh. Yeah, they're taking another look at it, and it looks like junk. All right, now we're going to get our Ice Ruins West check from Emerald Pie. Sheegoth giving a little bit of trouble down there. And what's down there? Looks like more missiles. Nye, however, going straight for Chozo Ice Temple here. Ooh, there is Ice Beam in Ruined Courtyard. That is a great spot for Ice Beam, but that's pretty bad for Emerald, because now they're probably going to full clear all of Farfandrana. Looking for Plasma Beam. Now, that being said, both runners are still going to be looking for X-Ray Visor, and it can be literally anywhere now, so... yeah, we could be here a while, folks. Depending on how nice the seed decided it wanted to be this afternoon. And it looks like missiles in Ice Temple, nothing special there. So yeah, we'll see when Emerald decides to make the voyage back to Farchozo. The best time to do that, based on routing Farfandrana... I'm trying to think about how this would go, and I'm not sure. To answer your question, chat, our artifacts are actually mostly alright. The only one is we do have an Elite Quarters artifact. The others were Storage Cave, Frigate Crash Site, Fiery Shores, Shore Tunnel, and Chapel of the Elders. So they were all in relatively decent spots today, except for, obviously, Omega Pirate. Now, Observatory... I think everything up to this point past Observatory would be perfectly in logic, courtesy of Ice Beam anyway, so we could just go backwards around Thardis. Not Thardis, Research Core. That is another Metroid up in Observatory. And to answer your question, chat, Ice Beam was in Ruined Courtyard. To clarify with chat, luckily we don't have to worry about X-Ray being in Storage Cave since that's an artifact. That would actually be a nasty spot for X-Ray given Emerald's circumstances. Because, yeah, Plasma, for those just coming in, Plasma is in Upper Furnace. Currently, we're looking... the only thing we're really looking for at this point is X-Ray. Unfortunately, probably one of the worst places X-Ray could be right now is in Frigate. Because we don't have Gravity Suit to make that trip relatively painless. Let alone no Thermal Visor. To put it in logic in the first place. Although Reverse Frigate doesn't need Thermal. Can we do Reverse Frigate with this equipment? No, we need Gravity. And even if we wanted to do Reverse Frigate, we would need Boost Ball anyway for Hydro Access Tunnel. Alright, I see... lots of junk in Research Lab Aether. And Research Core contains today Grapple Beam. And it looks like Emerald is interested in picking it up. Which does make a few rooms easier, to be fair. And considering we're probably not passing through labs ever again, this is probably not a bad thing to pick up now. Who needs to deal with dark labs when you have when you could just go through it with Ice Beam? All right, well, Emerald is our first into Farfendrana, so let's see what their plan is here. It looks like it is to not stick around, but there is Gravity Suit in transport access. So that's plasma locked. But it looks like Emerald is going to go towards Thardus, at least to check Quarantine Monitor. With Grapple Beam, that's a really easy check. All right, Nye picks up Ice. And let's see what Quarantine Monitor has. If this is X-Ray, then we're just already in no mode. All right, so is Emerald going to gamble Thardus here? The answer is yes. Interesting play. Granted, again, we are in an X-Ray casino, so it could just be here. Emerald making very good use of their power bomb and super missiles. Hi, Emerald. Nice to meet you, too. At least I'm pretty sure that was a hi. Sorry, nice to meet you is a poor choice of words. Nice to have you, well, it's a good choice of words, but also nice to have you on the stream here today. But a quick shout out to our runners as we're kind of backtracking a little bit and waiting for Thardus to go down here. Follow both of our runners, Nye and Emerald Pie. They are putting on a great show for you here this afternoon, and we do have a pretty interesting race here as we continue along this X-Ray casino. And we also have on tracking today the wonderful Op82, who has always been a constant, helpful presence in our weekly community races, so we do thank them for their help today and all other days. So, nevertheless, we should be done with this Thardus fight pretty soon. I think Emerald's just happy to be here. So Emerald has a little bit of time to backtrack to Plasma Beam here, since Nye's probably going to make the exact same play, although we'll see if Gravity Suit maybe convinces him to go elsewhere. And Emerald is no longer happy to be here. Or it's certainly not happy about that missile tank on Thardus. Chat also sharing Emerald's displeasure at that missile tank. You all are awesome supporters of our runners, folks. All right, so that is grapple for Nye, and we'll see what he decides to do with this, because realistically, you could go anywhere at this point looking for X-Ray, and it really just comes down to where it actually is and if you find it first. Emerald kind of has the luxury of not being forced into lower mines right now at the very least, but I think they're going to go dip upper mines anyway, which isn't that great given what we know. Unfortunately, they're out of power bombs. And that lack of power bombs may have just actually just saved Emerald from dipping upper mines. So let's see what their plan is here now. So from this elevator, can't really do much in Farfandrana. We already knew that this was an artifact. It looks like Emerald is going back to Farfandrana. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what their plan is here. Oh, well, there's Thermal Visor in Security Cave. Oh, it's probably going to be the rest of Farfandrana because Emerald hasn't actually checked it yet. Looks like they just wanted to fight Thardus and then dip. So yeah, this is the Farfandrana play for both runners. The only downside is that Emerald is going to be missing out on Gravity Suit. It's starting to look pretty good for Frigate X-Ray Visor here. Never mind, there it is. Oh, that's plasma locked too. Ew. That's go mode for Nye, though. Oh, gonna be honest with you, chat. This seed, mid-game was a little trash, but honestly, not nearly as bad as it could have been. Like, mines was deleted again. Save for OP, which I think that's even worse than having mines deleted in general, is just having to dip mines just for OP. The artifacts we are still looking for both runners is, for Emerald, it's OP and, doopa-doopa-doopa-doo. It's not Frigate Crash Site. It's not Chozo Ice Temple. I'm trying to remember what Emerald's missing artifact is here. Emerald and I think, are actually both missing the same artifacts, which is, again, it's OP, and I'm just trying to remember what the sixth one is. Because they were what? Short Tunnel, Fiery Shores, Frigate Crash Site, OP, Chapel. Doopa-doopa-doopa-doo. It's Plasma Lock. That much I may remember. Storage Cave. So yeah, Emerald is missing Storage Cave and OP. Nye is missing OP and I think Frigate Crash Site, which is a very easy artifact to get on the way out. And on the way out, Nye also picked up Gravity Suit, mostly for that sweet damage resistance. Because, yeah, with all 3 suits in the randomizer with progressive suit reduction, you do get 50% damage resistance, which is pretty good for final bosses. We're going on 6 E-tanks, which should be pretty safe. It's usually if you've got less than 4 E-tanks, then you start raising eyebrows. Now, Emerald dipped out of Farfandrana before going to Gravity Chamber from the looks of it. Which is really unfortunate, because now they're going to miss out on X-Ray Visor after picking up Plasma Beam. Or at least be a long backtrack to get back to Farfandrana. So, yeah, this is unfortunately not... this is not panning out for Emerald, unfortunately. Both runners had some pretty good routes early, but Emerald not going to Far Chozo after picking up bombs forced them to miss out on the information about Plasma. I'm a little curious as to why Nye is still kind of peeking items under these conditions. Maybe just looking for Boost Ball. So that way Elite Control access is a pain in the backside. Oh, yeah, and also so that you could do 50,000 damage in 1 frame to Ridley. That actually makes a lot of sense when I think about it now. Alright, so I think Nye just ignored Vent Shaft, so yeah, now I think he's just about ready to blitz through this. Unfortunately, with Plasma Beam in tow, we gotta deal with this guy. No idea what that was in Central Dynamo, but Nye is not interested anyway. Now, Emerald is on their way to Upper Furnace, rather, so they're going to discover the nice double ice. They're going to discover the... Did that pirate just shatter when the Metroid collided with it? I didn't think that was possible. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked here. Yeah, Nye is on the path to... is just going to blitz through here. He is in go mode. Excuse me, pardon me, trying to get through a race here, said Nye to the Metroids. Unfortunately, it looks like Emerald got knocked down on the way up to the Plasma Beam, so they have to go ahead and try the Standable again. With Spider Ball, it's not the worst, because at the very least you don't have to jump up to the item, but without Spider Ball... But even with Spider Ball, you still have to deal with the critters. But yeah, I don't think Nye's going to find too much else to help us out here as far as armaments are concerned. We already have Ice Spreader and Super Missiles, so there really is not much else you can do to get more power for this. It's not like we have a Cannonball in this game. But Emerald has now picked up Plasma, so they're going to be going around looking for X-Ray, which unfortunately is now back in Farfandrana. But yeah, it definitely feels like this seed was pretty straightforward. It's like, go get all your stuff in Chozo, grab Ice Beam grab a Plasma Beam on your way to Phendrana, and then grab Ice and X-Ray, and then you're pretty much good to go. So yeah, this seed was very straightforward. A little dumb in the beginning, but otherwise fairly straightforward, especially with that what was in Tower Chamber again? Because Tower Chamber had valuable progression, right? It was Morph Ball. But yeah, Tower of Light being pretty useful. Oop. Emerald Pie's having a hard time getting a scan dash. Not Emerald, sorry. Nye's having a hard time getting a scan dash here. And it looks like we're going to get a safety save here for Nye, which, yeah, definitely want to be half safe than half sure. Now, that all being said, we're going to see Nye fight OP here. And Emerald is this a workstation play? Yeah, it's a workstation play. This is probably add... Actually, no, we can't do plasma processing without Boost Ball. All right, so Nye has burnt a lot of missiles here, but this should still be a relatively easy one cycle, depending on the mooks. Plasma's not the worst in the universe. So yeah, it looks like Nye's going for the Plasma one cycle. Well, we got more troopers in the area, so that's going to throw Nye for a loop here. Although it looks like Nye got the flinch already, so... Oh! Oh, did the pirate flinch due to friendly fire? Yeah, that's gonna cause the one cycle to fail. Yikes. Yeah, that's... All right, say it with me, chat. That's never happened before. And OP has responded in kind by by mortaring the ice trooper. Unfortunately, Nye is now out of missiles. One good charge plasma should do it here. Boy, is it a good thing we could skip those cutscenes. Alright, it looks like Nye's just going to double back to MQB and save warp. Which is, yeah, that's definitely the better option here. And now, his only missing artifact is Frigate Crash Site. So this is going to be a super easy, that's going to be a super easy 6th. Whereas Emerald's last one is Transport Access. So maybe they'll go back that, and while they're at it, grab X-ray visor along the way. But unfortunately, it is a little bit too late on Emerald's side. It is Nye's race to lose, and it looks like Emerald is going back for X-ray right now. Not transport access, sorry, storage cave. That's where the last artifact is for Emerald. Although it looks like Emerald is just... oh, wait, no. I'm getting my rooms mixed up, aren't I? Yeah, I'm getting my rooms mixed up. Now, unfortunately, we had to deal with boostless Ridley here, which is not great, but considering that overall this seed was relatively straightforward, it'll do. A small caveat to what was a relatively pleasant endgame. Unfortunately, it looks like Emerald has busted out of Phendrana without picking up X-Ray. And unfortunately, now they're going to dip lower, dip mines, which unfortunately is just no good. We know X-Ray's not down there. Ooh, I think Nye got some kind of flyby skip there. Unfortunately, it didn't quite work out a second time. I see people in chat reacting quite strongly to that flyby skip, so I imagine that's not common. You'll forgive me, I'm not much of the Prime player here. Oh yeah, chat's telling me that particular flyby skip that Nye did was a one-frame window, which is awesome. But yeah, unfortunately, because Emerald skipped out on Gravity Chamber, they are missing out on X-Ray. So, unfortunately, they're not going to get the OP artifact at this point. So, it looks like Nye's probably going to finish before Emerald gets X-Ray. Grapple Beam, to answer question chat, was in Research Core. So because Ice Beam was in Courtyard, it was actually a really easy pass through labs to get it. And yeah, to clarify with chat, you absolutely can't defeat OP without X-Ray. All right, just like that, down goes Ridley. Nye had a fantastic phase 2 there. Emerald, in the meantime, getting through Storage Depot B, finding nothing of importance there. But yeah, it looks like we're just about ready to wrap up here. Just an exo fight. Nye's not going to skip it at this point because you really don't need to. You've got all the equipment. You're not missing any beams. And it's not like a 1v1 race to decide a tournament. I imagine we will be seeing a bunch of those when we get to the Cross Game Cup in just a few weeks, folks. I think it's going to be 2 or 3 weeks until we start group stage. I know we've got to race some asynchronous seeds for seeding this week. Pretty pleasant sub-chamber one for Nye here. Oh, well, there's Wavebuster in Security Access A. There is definitely still a power orb on the field. Yep, there it goes. All right, that being said, Nye's really not having too much trouble with this EXO. Emerald's even improvising with Wavebuster here. Alright. Nye in Subchamber 3 running a little bit low on missiles here. Ow! Not exactly sure what happened there. I think actually that renders us out of major items because I've been informed of where Boost Ball and Flamethrower actually were, but I'll hold off on that until we're done with the race here. Again, still an orb. Ow. Alright, gonna try and skip a wave phase here. And gets it. Goes right back into wave, and Nye predicts it almost perfectly. All right, Emerald should be, in the meantime, dipping out of labs and out of mines in a minute here, because there really isn't a whole lot else they can do without X-Ray. Interestingly, not going for storage. Probably already saw storage depot A. But down goes Exo for Nye. All right, so we're hoping for, in Echoes, it's please no center, and Prime, it's please no pool skip. And in Prime 3, it's just please. Yeah, Prime 3 final bosses can be a little weird. All right, luckily with both visors, Nye's going to have no trouble here on the thermal phase detecting essence. Try saying that 5 times fast. All right, we're going to start seeing the cancels now from Nye. Trying to go for a 3-cycle. That position for Essence is good for a 4th pool, but a little bit weird for getting cancels. And gets the 3-cycle. Well done, Nye. That is GG's. Nye finishes in 2nd with an official race time, or first rather on Restream, 2nd overall with a race time GG time of 1:17:20. Get this, folks. Samuel finished with a 57:12. From what I was reading in chat earlier, Samuel did join us in chat. So GG's to Sam. Congratulations. But what Sam apparently skipped labs. So interesting choice of routing, but yeah, this was a fairly straightforward seed besides the janky beginning. So we will see if Nye will join us for an interview momentarily, although we're going to have to deal with that invite shenanigans we've been having lately, so we'll try and figure that out for you. Looks like Emerald is going to continue for the moment, and is dipping lower mines here, so unfortunately they're going to miss out on X-Ray. And Nye, welcome to the booth. GG to you. Congratulations.
GG.
So, pretty straightforward seed altogether.
Yep.
So Emerald unfortunately did not go to Upper Furnace after bombs to see Plasma Beam, so they were very late to that. Unfortunately, they also had not been to Grab Chamber yet for X-Ray, so they're unfortunately dipping lower mines hoping to see it, but it's not going to be here.
Oh, oof, that sucks.
But yeah, it was so. But up until that point, though, both of your routes kind of they broke off a little bit in your Chozo and Magmor loops, but you still met up anyway. It was a fairly close, fairly close race up until. Hold on a second, I'm counting squares because Emerald's in the maze.
Ah.
And the maze looks like trash.
Is it the same thrower in the maze? Why is Emerald in the maze?
Yeah, 47 square maze.
Oof. Also, I'm kind of sad that I missed Boost Ball. I completely forgot about Upper Dynamo when I got
Yeah.
Plasma.
Oh yeah, that's I forgot to tell say that on air too, because Sam had mentioned that he found it earlier by doing the out of bounds in the Watery Hole area to check that earlier before Spider Ball.
Oh God.
And apparently it's paid off.
Yeah.
But yeah, the seed was literally just get your Chozo progression, backtrack a little bit for Wave Beam, and then grab Ice Beam, grab Ice Phase on X-Ray, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, pretty much. Also, I've never had a pirate shoot OP and take away my 1 cycle.
That is something we noted, and that's definitely not something I've seen happen before. But luckily, OP responded in kind by mortaring one of those pirates later. So
yeah, he did.
But I'm trying to think of anything else in particular that went down, because again, it was a fairly straightforward seed. Nothing too comical, except Morph Ball on Tower Chamber. That was pretty good. We definitely got a lot of oohs and ahs, if you will, from chat on the Ridley flyby skip.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting to get that. Sadly, I don't have boost, so no fast fight.
Yeah, that was a pretty that was another one that I've chalked that up on the I've never seen that before list. I'm sure we're going to be seeing plenty of that with Cross Game Cup coming up.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm getting pretty excited for that. I got to go race. I got to race my async seeds soon.
Oh yeah, this Rob. I think Feisty and I already did one.
Indeed, very nice. But yeah, other than I think the only other missing item as far as majors from your case was Wave Buster, which was in Security Access A.
Yeah.
I was honestly surprised when the tree didn't have progression, because I was expecting those early super missiles to be meaningful for something, but they weren't.
Yeah, when I saw... That's actually something really interesting about Prime. That missile in the tree was actually progression. It was meant for Tower of Light.
Yes, because you need 40 missiles logically.
Exactly. So, like, having supers not do anything and just give me a missile is straight up a giveaway that Tower of Light has progression.
Ah, okay. I'll take your word for it, because I'm the Echoes player here, so
I'm an Echoes player too.
yeah. But when it comes to Prime knowledge, I am very far behind the bandwagon, so I leave that to you and the experts.
I wouldn't call myself an expert, but I'll take the compliment.
All right, so other than that, I don't have any more questions. I don't know if chat has any, because at this point we're just waiting on Emerald. We're gonna see what their plan is here after checking Chozo Ice Temple. Probably gonna go back for Farfandrana again to get Grav Chamber now. But yeah, Emerald being late to Plasma definitely didn't help, because I think having Plasma, I would assume having Plasma kind of encouraged you to continue the Farfandrana route.
Yeah, no, having Plasma this is pretty bad, yeah.
Yeah, because without Plasma, you can't do Shorelines, Ice Ruins East, Ice Ruins West, technically Gravity Chamber, Storage Cave. Yeah, there's a lot you can't do without Plasma and Phendrana.
Yeah, having Plasma early just clears all of Phendrana, and knowing that Gamode is in fact in Phendrana, that was really good.
Yeah, X-Ray could have...
I'm also not forced to leave an artifact behind.
Indeed, because of the not transport access. I literally mixed that up twice already today. The storage cave artifact. But, yeah, I mean, the X-Ray could have been a lot worse. Like, it could very easily have just been X-Ray and MQB or something stupid like that.
Well, X-ray cannot be in MQB, not in beginner settings, but...
Oh, because you have to use it for MQA?
Yep.
Ah, okay.
X-ray cannot be past MQA.
So, basically, same stipulation as Plasma Beam.
Pretty much, yeah.
Good to know.
Except that you can have Plasma and MQA, and X-ray cannot be there.
Ah, okay. Alright, Emerald's having a little trouble navigating Ice Ruins West here.
Oh, did Emerald fight Thardas?
Yes, Emerald fought Thardas. Took a guess, I would assume, and it just didn't pan out. So yeah, they went there right after, let's see, I'm trying to remember what their path was. I think Emerald did Thardas first, and then, did Emerald do Thardas? No, Emerald didn't do Thardas first. I'm trying to remember what you were doing at the same time, but I just can't remember. You were backtracking through... You were not backtracking, but you were starting your... I want to say you were starting your labs dive, so I think Emerald was dipping Thardas after labs.
Yeah, without Plasma, you don't really want to just go to Farfen and not and leave the artifact behind. So I understand that they chose not to go to Farfen instead, because they would have had Ice Beam by that point.
Right. Yeah, because Ice Beam was in Courtyard.
Yeah.
But in this case, Emerald doesn't have to fight Thardas again, so it's just going to casually waltz on by here and grab, hopefully grab Gravity Chamber, so that will put them on the path to go mode.
We'll see. We'll see. Wait a minute, how do they have Gravity? Did they come back here at some point after getting Plasma?
Yeah, that's what we can't figure out either, is that Emerald came back for Gravity, but didn't go to Gravity Chamber.
Why?
I don't know. That's what I'm hoping to find out in the interview.
Huh. Interesting.
And also Emerald came back after Plasma for the artifact too, but yeah, just missed out on Grav Chamber. That could have been just a minor routing hiccup. Maybe slip of the mind, because I made literally the exact same mistake yesterday in the Echoes Weekly because I casually just went to Umos without returning the Sank Energy.
Oof.
When Umos 2 and 1 was required. And it would have been an absolutely beautiful endgame route.
Yikes. And they're going through the upper door instead of the lower one.
Is there any difference between the upper and bottom doors as far as speed? Well,
I mean, if they have the artifact, the only checks remaining are the ones in Grav Chamber. There's no point going the upper route.
I see. Yeah, I get my Farfendrana hallways mixed up a lot, unfortunately. Farfendrana is not my area of expertise. All right, so I think it's just 2 more hallways.
Yeah, it's just the next hallway and they'll immediately see X-Ray.
And Emerald has just replied in the race time by saying, oops. But they are on the path to go mode now.
Yep. Just, I imagine they just need OP.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sadly, getting to OP is a bit of a trek, so they still have some time to...
Yeah, from Farfendrana especially, it's definitely up there amongst one of the worst ones. Because, yeah, you would have to go to Workstation, then go to Mines. Yeah, this is a walk.
Yep.
Just really unfortunate.
Yeah. I just realized Emerald doesn't have boost either. Did they miss it too?
Yes, they did not do Upper Dynamo either after Spider Ball. Emerald knew about Spider Ball before Bombs, because they went through Vault before Zoid. And that was because Emerald did Back of Magmore or Fiery Shores Magmore in the first loop instead of through Lava Lake. So because they ended that route in Lava Lake, they passed through Vault on the way to Zoid.
Oh yeah, I should mention that I audibly groaned when I saw Spider and knew I had to backtrack all the way to Plasma.
Oh yeah, that's. I mean, at least it was still within Chozo, but even still, that was a pretty nasty backtrack. So yeah, the early and mid game was pretty lousy, but the end game was very straightforward.
Pretty much, yeah. Everything was on the way to artifacts.
Yeah, besides OP, the artifacts were also pretty generous too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I now officially hate lower mines being required for OP only, rather than just mines being deleted in general. Because I like it when mines is required. I don't like it when mines is required for the longest check in the game. But yeah, we do have 3 others racing, and 2 others besides Emerald, and they have not yet finished, so I would wager Emerald is still trying for a podium finish here. Now, that being said, some other housekeeping is that once Cross Game Cup starts, at least for the group stages, the Echoes Weeklies at the very least will be paused so that to not stress the SG crews, because we imagine that there will be a lot of races on the weekends.
Yeah, I imagine. Are the Prime Weeklies going to be paused as well?
I do not know the answer to that question. Inner Slice does, because that's more Inner Slice's forte. But Echoes, we're gonna put the brakes on for a little bit.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, the last CEC tournament paused both weeklies. So might be that Prime Weeklies will be paused as well.
But yeah, definitely stay tuned to the Cross Game Cup schedule when it does come out, folks. We will be sure to get that to you folks in the, especially in the Metroid Prime Randomizer Discord as soon as it is available.
Remind me, signups for CEC and in what, 2 weeks?
The seeding round, I don't know if the seeding round, let me check.
Yes.
Seeding needs to be done by, oh, hang on. Nope, that's not, the seeding stage needs to be done by November 26th.
Oh, it's a 3 weeks. Okay.
So yeah, you have until Thanksgiving, pretty much. And soon, a tiny bit after. But yeah, group stages will begin. Right now, the plan is to begin group stages November 27th. So going right into December. So as you folks are going into the winter season, you will be chilling with us here on the Cross Cup. I am hoping that we see, I don't know if the plans were to do different settings each week like Prime 1's tourney was, because that was a lot of fun.
It was certainly different. I enjoyed the different settings. Well, some of them anyway.
Yeah, I imagine Door Rando threw everybody for a loop.
I I remember one of my matches. I think you couldn't modify the item pool, and my charge was freaking like growth tunnel, hard required for biohazard basins.
Oh. Yeah, no, that's pretty trash.
Yeah, that was trash.
That sounds like a seed worthy of my own making. Yeah, and again, we'll get you more info on the CGC stuff when we cross that bridge in a couple of weeks. So again, stay tuned. We will definitely bring you folks up to speed on that soon. Some other bits about the Cross Game Cup we can talk about right now. So some of the settings that were voted on. So for Prime, we're still running progressive suit damage reduction. We're still running charging beam starting item because otherwise, yeah, I can't imagine why that would be. I can't imagine that being off. Phase on suit hint will show the area name only, not the room. For echoes, we are not using progressive grapples, although that was a tight vote. There are a lot of tight votes here in this settings poll. RA Echoes and Prime Switch games. I don't think that's going to happen.
It's technically legal. Like I think the rules only say that you and your partner have to play both games, not who plays which. So you can just switch it up every other week.
Count me out. I do not have any experience in Prime whatsoever. What other things did we vote on for Echoes? So, main energy controller with Violet Translator starting. I'm kind of surprised that there aren't as many votes for the landing site start. I thought that was starting to gain popularity, but I guess not enough. Gnome required main power bombs, cannonball, and multiplayer pickups both included by default. I like the sound of that. Yeah, the multiplayer pickups in Echoes are a lot of fun to use. I think my favorite is unlimited beam ammo, because I just hate running out of doing ammo management in general.
The only multiplayer pickup I don't actually like is double damage, actually.
Is it because of the flickering, or is it because it throws off your rhythm for a couple of bosses?
It processes my rhythm for the ES4 skip.
Ah, yes. Rather than the good old 25 Annihilators plus a lemon, it becomes 12 Annihilators plus 3 lemons.
Yep. And yeah, when you have unlimited beam ammo and double damage, it's a little yikes too, actually.
It can be very yikes, although... Yeah, it can be very yikes, but at the very least, it might actually encourage you to fight a boss or two. In between, because we had Chica required yesterday. Chica and Quad required, actually.
Oh god, glad I missed that one.
Lol. Ooh, looks like Emerald was not... Is it me, or did OP just decloak much earlier than normal?
Yeah, that was only That was only...
I mean, it did take longer to get the second stun.
Yeah, but it normally teleports 4 times, doesn't it?
Usually, yeah.
Times. Wonder if they actually just... No. They only got half damage. They only got 3 fully charged plasmas. I don't think they hit it with non-charged plasma, did they?
I don't think so.
What happened there?
Unfortunately, we got 2 wave pirates here, so
Yeah.
Emerald's just going to have to deal with that.
Oh, okay. Emerald is hitting OP with an Uncharged Plasma.
Oh, something else I'm out also just noticing is that cross game, I think both games are going to actually start with their missile launchers as well. So that way we don't have to worry about early missile logic. Because, yeah, that. And I can understand why that is a thing, because not getting missiles and your only early logical progression being the trek to Hive Totem, and B, possibly waiting in BK mode right out of the gate. Whereas with Echoes, at least if you start with Violet Translator, you can go all the way to a couple of spots in Aegon and be okay for a bit. Actually, no, you would still need missiles or space jumper bombs, but a lot more items can get you through the opening minutes.
Yeah. Echoes, part of the reason I like Echoes a lot more over Prime is that, yeah, you have more items, but they're not loaded items like the beams are in Prime.
Right, because Ice Beam especially is like one of the most powerful beams in the game.
Yeah. Yeah, because you have wave, ice, and plasma all like layering the entire game. Whereas in Echoes, you have a million ways of getting everywhere. It's just having the correct set of items, even if it's something as weird as having your Dark Beam be on Turbo's Energy Controller, and you have to Tumo's Warp to Turbo's Energy Controller to get it.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, I think I've had one seed where my Dark Beam was in lower turbos, and you were absolutely expected to Tumo's Warp to Turbo's Energy Controller so you could complete the fight, get out through Tumo's Warp, and walk all the way to the lower turbos elevator.
Yeah, that sounds like trash.
It sounds like trash, yeah. Thankfully, it's all available with one simple walk roll. Provided you have Emerald, of course.
Oof, Emerald not too happy about how this seed is played out, unfortunately. At the very least, it is almost over.
Yep.
All right, we are being joined in the chat by Slucky, who finished with a time of 141.01. GG's to him.
He is lucky.
never mind. Apparently, the best C rollers are already registered for the CGC, so we're all good on that front. That being said, how many teams are already signed up? 8 plus 6. We've got 14 teams.
And it's just the first week. That's a lot.
Yeah, that's already a lot of interest. Alright, luckily it looks like Emerald's Phase 2 Ridley wasn't nearly as troublesome, so... they'll be done in about 5 minutes or so. Alright, so right now, Emerald is currently fighting Bruh Inc. for the last racing spot in the weekly today. From what I'm told, Bruh unfortunately had a crash earlier, so that is something that has had to be dealt with. Excuse me a moment. All right, how are we doing here? Oh, Emerald is in subchamber 3, looks like. Yep, hanging in there. Doing a little bit better on the missile situation this time. I love that occasional delay, by the way, when Exo flinches after being dealt enough damage. Ooh, instant charge. Okay. Exo being a little bit more uncooperative in this subchamber 4. At least we get an ice phase here. In before it switches to wave. Never mind. Ooh, also getting a perfect prediction on the double phase swap there. Nye actually had a similar well-predicted subchamber 4 phase swap. But now it's time for Essence for Emerald. So let's put the bow on this. Let's put the bow on this seed. I'm sorry, but unfortunately, kill it with fire doesn't work in this fight. Nope. Okay, this pool is like moving or something. Good grief. Unfortunately, it looks like it's dissipated a little... Oh, actually, no. Emerald timed that just about perfectly. Just managed to squeeze in the a decent amount of damage. Position-wise, still looks decent. Yeah, position's more than good. Oof, the headbutt. The disrespect from Essence. And yeah, it looks like Emerald's just going to attack cancel again into a fourth pool. This is definitely a good save strat in case Essence is just not cooperating with you like this. And that should do it. Emerald Pie finishes with a 154.37, and that is good for fourth, and that will conclude the race this afternoon, folks. A GG's to our runners. And we will see if Emerald wants to join for an interview, although, how are we looking on SG's schedule? I hope we're not butting into another event soon. Does not look like it, thankfully. The invite for Emerald, because I'm fairly certain their invite's going to expire just like ours was earlier.